I moved to Orange with my family in November of 2010. So I've been here for quite some time now, 11 years, going on 12 years, yep.
And what brought you here?
So I was promoted and got an opportunity with my company at UVA Medical Center. And so we were contractors, and I got an opportunity to lead a project out there, a team of people out there. And we were living in Woodbridge, and my husband has business associations in Fredericksburg. So when we were deciding where to move, we opened up the map and we looked to where was the dead center of Fredericksburg and Charlottesville, and it was Orange. So my husband looked, for real estate here, first rental properties just to come out. And so we found the house on Harper Drive. We rented it. And then in 2015, so 5 years later, we actually bought it. And we decided to stay in Orange. So, yeah.
So Orange is a step up from Woodbridge, right?
Orange?
I would hope to say.
I think so, yes. From my perspective, 100%. Woodbridge is hectic and noisy and busy and a lot going on. I, within and of myself, am a lot going on. So having a lot going on in my environment and inside was just not working. So it was just a lot of frazzled, energy up there. Here, we can find our space and we center ourselves, and it's just a good place to raise our kids and a nice place to, be a part of a community, obviously.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
You listed yourself as an eligibility worker for the Department of Social Services, so you're no longer affiliated with the UVA Medical Group?
No, in 2020, I was separated from that company, and I took a little hiatus for maybe about 7 months, which is how Just Orange developed. So at that time where I had 100% focus just to do whatever was in my spirit to do, I transitioned through that period, and then in January of 2021 is when I got hired on with the Department of Social Services out of Albemarle County. And I work remotely from home.
Eligibility for social services, it means that you're dealing with people who need some help.
Absolutely, 100%.
Do we need a lot of help here generally?
I can only speak for the population where I, work in, and I only see a piece of that population. I don't get the full scope because things are assigned to me, so it's kind of routed. So I don't really know. I'm not at a level where I know the scope of, the type of help that people need. I just know that I'm pretty busy. I can say that. Pretty busy, so yeah.
So you mentioned Just Orange. Tell me about that.
Oh my gosh, Just Orange. Okay, so Just Orange came to be after the protest that had happened here in Orange. I believe it was in June of 2020, where there was a lot of civil unrest. Lots of, stuff going on, and people's emotions were heightened and people took to the streets, and Orange was not an exception. In that case, people took to the streets. And, while I was working at UVA, wasn't ever really connected to the community of Orange. I just lived here and went to work. I commuted, and we had our ties and our friends in Northern Virginia, so we did our social stuff up there. Well, when the pandemic hit and we had to stay home, it was kind of how I got connected to the community and was curious about what was going on, and that all started to happen. And I saw the young people really stepping up, and it really made an impression on me, and I felt like they inspired me to want to do more than just march. I felt like there was more that could be done, but it was going to take more than just a weekend of marching on the street. It was going to take real work, day in, day out, volunteer work, no pay for this, but it would be something that I just felt was going to be fulfilling in some way. And I don't know why, but I just kept following that pull to do it. And through that those intentions that I set out and what I was feeling, I met some really incredible people. Laura and Sully Carter being really who helped me to really keep this thing going, because they are my partners. They are my co-founders. So together, the three of us, we created Just Orange. And the whole premise of it was we wanted to give the young people of this community a platform to be able to speak about the things that they were interested when it came to their community. We wanted to give them a space where they can learn how to become and continue to be and sustain, civic engagement. A space where it wasn't scary and confusing, that it was really just basic about, this is what's going on, how do you feel? And we'll give you that opportunity to share, with the community. And we're also going to educate them and teach them about how, when it's their time to step up legally as an adult and become civically engaged, the best thing that they could do is register to vote first, and then follow through and vote when it's time. We never influence them on who or what. We don't talk about specific policies. We talk about how they can empower themselves and educate themselves on really making a difference to their communities, like the steps that it takes to do that. And so that's what Just Orange is.
Yeah. Now you put on some events here in town. Can you give me an idea what those events entail?
Yeah, so the events are like the culmination of all this organizing. So the events are usually themed events. They're all voter registration drives. So we always have a group or someone who's certified to register people to vote present. So that there's always an opportunity, to add someone onto that list. They're nonpartisan events, and they're all emceed, and the program is completely carried through by what we call in Just Orange youth ambassadors. And these are students from various schools here in Orange County who decided that they wanted to be a part of this group, and they wanted to participate in organizing and learning and speaking their voice. So we usually invite all of our elected officials have been invited, and many of them have come to share in kind of that stories of inspiration for these young people about how they were civically involved when they were young, about the first time they registered to vote, about what it means, for them to see how engaged the youth are now more than ever, and being that there are elected officials, it just really makes an impact on the young people that these people would come and speak directly to them. And we've, as a result of those relationships that we've built between the young people at these events and the elected officials, we've been invited to the state capitol as our delegates, guests. It was really cool. We were in the gallery, and they put the camera on us, and the kids got to wave. And Delegate Freitas gave us an incredible, like a synopsis to everyone of who we were and what he thought about us, and it was really it was an honor. So the kids got to experience that, and we've got a lot more ahead of us to deal with, but this is pretty much a gist of what it is that we do.
Are you finding today that young people, the kids that you mentioned, are more engaged than previous generations?
100%. Way even more than mine, just my generation ahead. I'm 45 years old, so my generation was 20 years ago. I've never seen kids this connected. I've never seen them this curious about what was going on at these levels of government before. I've never seen them that, my generation, we played on the street. That's what we did. We played on the street, kickball, and, just ran around, followed the leader. We were never connected to the TV or news or what was going on in, elections, and no way. These kids are present, and many of them have found courage inside of themselves to actually speak on the things that they feel are worth speaking on, or that they have concern with or an opinion on, and they're taking that mic and they're using it. And so for us, we want to guide them so that they're productive in using their voice, and they don't kind of get swallowed up by that crazy beast that is the social platform of things. So we're trying to be the guardians of the galaxy, trying to guide them and keep them, help them to see how to share our wisdom with them.
Sure. You've been here since for
12 years almost.
years. Have you seen changes just in that short period of time?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to compare the changes because I wasn't as engaged with the community. What I know is that, I don't know if it's so much of a change, it's just that when I decided to plug in, the community was super welcoming, super open to accepting me. I'm not from Orange. I don't have, I own my little piece of property, right in the town, and that's about it. I don't have business here. I don't have connections, at all. I came from, a different space, and I just made this my home. So I'm an outsider, I'm a come here, they say, and but as soon as I decided to plug in, there was like no resistance at all. Everyone was like, oh my God, yes, and that energy just made me just want to go and keep going. And that's why we've been, doing what we do this long. And as a result of just that, through Just Orange, I've been able to meet community members and community leaders and just influential people here in Orange that we're doing work aside from Just Orange, still giving to the community and still being a part of that, that fabric of what's making up Orange today. So, I mean, all kinds of stuff, yeah. So I can say, like I said, I don't have anything to compare it to of whether it's changed or not. If I'm on the scene hanging out and doing stuff, I'm sure it's changed somewhat because, again, I'm not, a native, so, and I'm being accepted. So I think that's worth something.
Right. What do you see for the next 10 years, 50 years, 100 years for the town of Orange?
Oh my gosh. I definitely feel like this will always maintain because everybody wants it to maintain its small town feel. Even somebody like me who came from outside. So I don't see that really changing. I do see it becoming more of like a destination place. Somewhere where people come to just escape and unwind and just take in all of the beauty and the sights and these amazing people who live here, and then they go. I don't see it expanding in that way, but I do see because we would be a destination place, I see the cultural aspect of Orange kind of developing, like really flourishing, and like something really amazing and beautiful is going to come of all of it. But it'll be like a destination. It'll be like a place where people come, just to participate for a little while and then go back, which I think is what we would want. We don't want Orange to become a major metropolis, or some kind of place where, everybody's traveling through, but a place, a place where people would consider to come to take in all the beauty. And
do you think big box stores and Amazon and the internet have hurt the town of Orange?
Yes. I thought you meant should they come here? No. I would think that they would, because it would change. It would change the character of this town if something that big, because it's going to bring a lot more people. You're going to have to build more. It's not going to be Orange anymore. It's going to be something different. So I don't think that that's the right. Every place has its place. You know what I mean? And that's not the place for Orange. That's, to bring stuff like that. I think we want to maintain that small town.
Any other comments on the town of Orange, this being its 150th anniversary, being an incorporated town?
Oh my gosh, I still am, as I'm moving through the community and doing what I do, I'm still learning so much about Orange and the people here and the history, and so much history, not just like, just American history, but just like personal histories of different families and connections and names and all of this, and I'm like, I have no idea. So I'm still, all those things are still being uncovered to me. I'm like, so I love Orange, and I'm here to stay. I'm here, I feel like, to contribute to wherever destiny takes the future of this place, I want to be a part of it. I'm super duper grateful and honored that you guys have even asked what my opinion is for all of this. Thank you so much. But I plan on being a part of its development. I plan on contributing to its development. And I truly, truly, truly want this place, this little town. I feel like, you know, we're such a small county. I say town, I'm talking about the county. It's really small, and you know, when you look at it, we could be a very intimate, tight-knit community and really look out for each other. And that's what I hope that these next years, as we go through all this unrest and these changes, I hope that through it, you know, we learn more about each other and that we're able to really build a united, you know, community. So I hope to be a part of that. I'm going to try my best to be a part of that.